share mo nyina ha UTV asuni obamu nsam ne amahodo so da wasamu po ason so no ene na awie Midday be so mo se kasebo ensem ni bia etodwa ene se Ghana mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ahye se oman Ghana nyina yeyi nansa de asi ho ayenkaedum kese de ama ye maame a enra watwa ne ni ahwe ban na Konadu Ajimai Rollins ano ye kane ye mampanyi Jerry John Rollins na ho kanfo no na fe frank nyina so yensi ne tire ase ewon samfufro mu no mampanyi be de achia kopie mu ewo America ene Ghana de hye bi de ahia sese adwen afa won hawa wodo a wo ho ene de aban no betumi ayo de aboa won ho mumpre enkuntabuo ewo matena ye ene dwumadi ahodo a ye a etwa mo ho ahia ese Ghana na eno eye Dominic Anyini ene de sansem wei ato eja ewon samfufro mu nso ade a aba betodwa ese ECOWAS amanka bomu kuo no mpanyifo kyese yenkasa entia na yensori ntia wonum a edi sika ho dwa ya enam kwan papa so ni titu wonum ade afefa ensori so na edi sa adwuma no ede hye asuku ahodo ase no eyesa emwa ema bibiman no ankasa yenimonyam ayewo no entumi entena sa emaye ensema foforo bi ka we no ho na awie Midday esomo kasi boy mi amide ho chia mi de ama saponkumankoma jesse afei yenhwe ensem no ankasa Omampanyi John Dramani Mahama ye kasa eyi nansa de asi ho se de nra ye mu nyina animsem aba betodwa ese kane Ghana ba panyini her excellency Nana Konadu Ajimai Rollins ye mampanyi dada JJ Rollins na ye wono nso so atwa nani ahweban ya enunti aban enam na mane bo fo panyini eso ede enkra ya ba abonten se wosada Ghana de hye nyina sa nansen de ye be ye ni efiti ase enedua yi aban atena ye bia ya oman no atena ya ye di dwuma bia na franka no ye nsini tiase eye oman Ghana eni amanoni nyina enti so ugina Ghana na mu ewa amanoni a ososo Ghana flag no na wasini tiase se de be ye beboa na ye de ache enidie ede ama ye maame wotwemu a wose Nana Konadu Ajimai Rollins wodanso se wobeye Ghana ba panyini ye ka Ghana man panyimfo abedi yanim a ohunu se wagina ne naso abo adwuma papa se ba ne mpaninie anim ye ne nsiye ya ye de pre ekoma ma na kyese wodi mu akotene papa na ema eyi edie eyade a na ede na koma so ene nkwada bambo ho nsam ene ompeja no enyade a wantoto na sekura wadi adwuma so de aboa Ghana ene wiase nyina so eye won manim nsam a wonum enim ni nyina enkamfo no aban se wama abusua ya maami edom yakọ ema abusua wo firimu ese wo mu nyina hyeden o ma wonom yakọ esanse enafom ese enna ebe firimu enafom se mo ba eba ebe firimu enafom se oman ye be hwere obatan a otesa enunti wama abusua ni Ghana man nyina yakọ ni titu ne ma woni okunu nyina sese wonom ejeche wo se Nana Konadu Ajimai Rollins said ye nyina ye nim papa J na wone no a enetwi baabi a wo mo efa bia na kyese ni kunu ebu man no no nso epre emama ntie na yiso adafo ma ese fata se o man Ghana yesi ye kirase ewo brisi ene kobini mu na yede ekai no na yedi gya ne kwan se de be ya nyame be ma ne baabi pa na watena enti aban se onyame mfa ye maame Nana Konadu Ajimai Rollins ne kra ensie ye yera Felix Ofosuko ache ene tro asemi ede ebaye ya vice president ye kase di abusuafo wa kopie mu ewo America na woni Ghana de hye wo ho de hye sese adwene ohawa won mu fam ene de oba wono so benya de abeto mampanyine nim na de won betumi ayafa ho se de be ya Ghana fo ho be ha won ba bia wo bia.
Let me continue by bringing everybody greetings from His Excellency the President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. And this is because he thinks not only of us in the country, but regardless where Ghanaians are, he thinks of all of us too. And some of us find that very, very important to recognize that Ghanaians live everywhere. I heard in one of the presentations that Ghanaian students are found everywhere. And that is a source of pride, at least for me, who has spent so much of my life on the campuses. So one may ask, so what are we about? Ghana is about ensuring that there is inclusive development. That is, that our focus is on bringing everybody towards the center. We know those who are in the center, we know those who are not there. So the focus is on those who are not there. Therefore, using power means empowering those who don't have the power through whatever means. And for some of us, that is the meaning of politics. The strategies will be many, but we want to focus on 4 main areas. The first is job creation. We have a youthful population of whom we are very proud. We know they are brilliant. All they need is a little bit of helping hand. And how are we doing this? We are doing this on many levels, but mainly through agricultural transformation. We are also interested in agribusiness. It's a very long chain. The third pillar is to support the small and medium-scale businesses. Every so often we hear, oh, we need plantations. I'm not against plantations. But if that person has a small piece of land, that person deserves support. If all that land can do is to feed her children, she's doing well and she needs support. Maybe at some point when we roll out our Women's Development Bank, you'll see where we are coming from. Then what's the fourth pillar? Is to use our resources very wisely. Know where our priorities are and play to them. So you can see how these pillars intersect, and Ghana is ready for all of us. Yes, we have our challenges as a country, but we can confront the challenges, and together we can remove the challenges.
Attorney General Dr. Dominic Anyini Ediatu Ejasa was Ghana this year. Ya obade obobra wode adom yen niema ye wono yemisa honsem yemu yemma wonmo a eso onsa no emu nkontanche na aboa ame akoyanim se oman odensem wetu eja bra na wo shefa wo Right to Information Commission dwumadie no ase.
The theme for this year's anniversary celebration, championing transparency and accountability through access to environmental information in a digital era, could not have been more appropriate. At a time when our nation faces the existential threat of environmental degradation, particularly from illegal mining and deforestation, access to information, to accurate information, becomes critical. Transparency in environmental governance allows citizens to understand the impact of unsustainable practices and to demand accountability from those entrusted with the management of our natural resources. I urge the Commission to make environmental information a central pillar of its awareness campaigns, ensuring that citizens are empowered to act in defense of our collective future. I am pleased to note that the Commission continues to evolve institutionally, guided by the 5-year strategic plan, aptly titled Pathway to Open and Transparent Governance. This plan must not remain a document on the shelf, but a living blueprint that guides the Commission's operations and drives measurable outcomes. We are mindful of the challenges the Commission faces, as has been elaborated by the Executive Secretary, from inadequate funding and limited logistics to human resource constraints. But as the saying goes, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. These challenges should not discourage you. Rather, they should inspire greater resilience and innovation in fulfilling your mandate. The government of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama is committed to supporting the Commission within the limits of available resources, and we encourage you to continue leveraging partnerships with civil society and development agencies to expand your reach and impact. Your record of collaboration with civil society organizations, media partners, and development agencies is worthy of commendation. Such partnerships have been instrumental in expanding awareness of the RTR Act and building a culture of openness across public institutions.
Minister of State Ewo Abankesie mu ya ohwe nkrato so nmunyamfo Felix Ofosuko achesuso e de atodwa se aban esinkete so obeye ne fam de bia ama Right to Information Act no ejina ne naso na adidwuma yi na aboa ama pepepe yo ene nkuntabuo ejina ne naso.
The commission itself is a product of years of sustained advocacy and civic engagement aimed at liberalizing access to public information. It reflects the collective efforts of citizens, civil society, policymakers who believe that our democracy thrives only when people are well informed. By opening the doors of public information, we have empowered citizens to participate more meaningfully in governance, encourage scholarship and research, and strengthen the culture of accountability that underpin our constitutional order. Progress in advancing the right to information forms part of a broader national journey, one that began with a tightly controlled state media, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, to the vibrant, diverse, and independent press we have today. The right therefore serves as a derivative or enabling right, giving life to public discourse, investigative journalism, and informed participation in governance. It ensures that opinions are formed on facts, not propaganda, and that citizens can engage the state from a position of knowledge. The interconnection extends to Article 1625, which charges the media to uphold the accountability of government to the people.
Access to information is not a privilege. It is a right and a necessity for meaningful participation in governance. Information empowers citizens, enables informed decision-making, and holds public institutions accountable to the people that they serve. Democracy thrives only when citizens are well informed and governments perform better when their actions are open to public scrutiny. Access to information also drives economic and social transformation, for no nation can achieve sustainable development in secrecy or opacity. It is therefore fitting to celebrate the efforts of the Right to Information Commission, whose work over the past 5 years has significantly advanced Ghana's commitment to openness. I commend the Commission for its public education initiatives, its collaborative engagements with institutions, and its efforts in ensuring that citizens can access their right to access information, public information, without unnecessary obstacles.
As we celebrate this 5th anniversary, we also look to the future with renewed determination. The theme for this year's celebration, championing transparency and accountability through access to environmental information in a digital era, reminds us that access to information must evolve with the times. We are committed to deepening digital access, enhancing institutional transparency, and fostering citizen empowerment through technology and data. Under the guidance of the Governing Board and with the continued support of our partners, we will build a commission that not only enforces compliance, but also leads innovation and open governance across Africa.
Numonyamfo John Abdullahi Jinapo soafo a wohwe yenyina mahoden ne ho nsam so na afia no GNPC ewo nhyiamudi a wodie wakokasa wodwumade na se de atwodwa se wonne natena ye no na afia so ye a ehwe sikasam so no to kese se de be ya GNPC won operational budget odi ye adwuma de boa ya hoden ne no ebre ne brano no ebetumi akose de se ne fata.
Yesterday I had a discussion with the finance minister. He was very, very worried about the level of production. Peaking in 2019, we've seen a dramatic reduction, very significant, more than 30% reduction. And if we do not do anything to arrest the situation, we're going to have a major crisis going forward. And so the finance minister, when he returned from the IMF meeting, he said that that's what dominated throughout their deliberation. So he was asking me, what can we do? My first answer was that we must restore GNPC's budget. Yes. I told him that the petroleum sector is like a basketball. If you don't keep bouncing it won't come up. And so if you look at GNPC's budget, and from a layman's point of view, you begin to cut it. It will catch up with you going forward. And then in the energy sector, what I've learned is that there are no shortcuts. No. You try a shortcut and you meet it somewhere. So I've been engaging him to try and restore the budget. I'm happy that since we are zone office, we are seeing some significant improvement. If you look at gas production, the Jubilee partners have increased gas, ENI have increased gas. There's an upbeat in the sector. And that is why, as minister, set up a committee to review the entire fiscal regime. Ghana traditionally is the preferred destination. When you look at the oil majors, Shell, Exxon, just mentioned them, most of them are either British aligned or US aligned. And so naturally, you would expect that they will come to Ghana. And a couple of years ago, you saw all the big boys coming to Ghana, AGM, all the companies mentioned, and Exxon. But now, it does appear that because of regulation uncertainty, political interference, and all that, we are losing them. So we have to really work very, very hard to restore that position and then get these oil companies coming to invest.
Yet one some so go more central mashebedwani yon munyamfo Kwame Asare Obin na hotedin di A+ what that to just say gold board enya dia wo motor gold edi free galamsey for unto be okasa bia eyatro.
We are not going to declare a state of emergency. Obianya very clear. To me if MPP muna or china no pay ya on be ho say yen ye pese ye stop it and na identity and let 3 years of you abemi ye kan no mudi atem. We are going to mine in Ghana. Gold mining. You see the no be strong. You be to your gold no. You are backing you see the no. But what we to gold illegally no.
Illegal mining here so gold here so talk.
Evidence there now.
No to omo de ko hen.
Evidence. Yeah, the omo de ko Abidjan. Omo to illegal for so almost smuggle for Abidjan.
And so prevent smuggling of gold.
Gold board prevent smuggling of gold. But you must be to say Pentecost.
Am I there?
You must be to say Pentecost. Christ Apostolic Methodist Roman. You must prevent your mind. You must go for that so.
It's all coming up say.
And now how can you expect say when you start to say maybe for cocaine into dealing cocaine? When you put more cocaine still like the BIHB. How can gold board arrest everybody overanalyze? You see they will do it, but gold board doing well.
No, they call Burkina and
I'm the common town gold gold board and tour illegal gold.
Okay.
Be any evidence be just a gold board at gold from illegal mine like my but me illegal mine until gold board samije if you monjo monto e bi ni ho. In fact, I did gold board cry and say omo dealing in omo illegal mining now. Person almost sign smuggle gold no ya chechi omu nyina.
Now all evidence we just almost smuggle the call Burkina.
Evidence.
Away.
I want him to say, "Well, catch him say about my evidence in that show." And for money, they be doing American air course.
It was no the evidence almost smuggle.
Almost smuggle. It's the ya chibi no. Who new evidence say ya chinko for almost smuggle gold. So evidence. Ananodoa. Who say newspaper me say ya chinko for almost smuggle gold.
Omo de ba.
I didn't a gold board. Omo ko chinko for almost smuggle gold. Sanko for no. Sanko omo to gold ni ya nko mo fa nko global gold board abeton. Omo ni be dem different no mo gba no gold board akoche omo.
Omo feel is say price and no is a low in the way it's no so a smuggle said be benya higher price e wo ho.
But okoko almost smuggle and almost smuggle.
Almost smuggle.
Price in the ya na asen ye.
Now it's
Ghana woman of sike bia Ghana ni osan obesen de bia Ghana. Ghana ni sike bia obemani bia obesen de bia Ghana. Sa na ye tie ye bad.
Otikoko so na ese tu abebio asantemara ede atu eja ese wose Ghana de hye ni chichiu wonu ma wa kwantuo mu se won ka won humom emfa ho ni ba bi a wo free ene kasa wo ka ne aduane a wodie yomunya baako na aboa pre enkabomu ene mpagya ese temamufo e de ama Ghana man ba bibia a obehu won
Asante no tumfo se tutu otosumi no e de adesrede ato Ghana adehye omo bra wa amano ne se enkabom ya ade a ehia pa enkabom niwa enya ade mpuntudwuma betimi aba na omaye Ghana foi na omakotena eye aman ahodo omo bra no omo ka omo ho ebom na so omo ye bibia ebetimi aboa omo hu se omo nyina efri Ghana baako ebetimi aba se ebia so mbedu Ghana ha obia wokura wo free so obia wokasa woka nanso so no oman Ghana eye oman baako pe Asante ne de nsem wetudwa ewo manhia himfie emra wo mudi awukuda toso enwotwe afi mu mekire 2025 na no ene wo kire mu se ebasa ebetima boa ama oman no so etimi adiye na afi so adehye no so no etimi adiye Asante hene otumfo osetutu autoso mienu
Mo tema ma santiman batatuo ni batadie emu de hen na mofa wo se wo madwen na mo hu ko afie de ani fie onyina mo nka mo na bibia mo ne ye ni bibia mfa ni mo nyam mra santiman mo na abaye ni ye ya kesesema fenye hwa mo nka na sa ushawo mo nyina
so na se mo remfi mo nti na monka munchi na bibia wo ye bia no enye ngoso to so ohire munyina akose
eno achi youth nsam twefo ne atitrifo na omo bepie mu ewo awukude no eso etwe nkomo a omo kire mu sei
mfie be dunie your conditions bi a ye free bi hard block na chesa akoma na nyankopon ye na o ma generator bi ewum dada eno ebo ba ko na komienu na ta but me sure say na kra bia na onim se bibi sei koso na se ya pese nya capacity ya etimi ye no na ye se di ba be chena na na ma ne hu djuma ye di challenges ne difficulties aye won kwan aye pese o mo so boa ye for aban no ne ono ankasa
omo ka me hu abrofo omo free Mayo Clinic no ewo United States of America ena omo ahwe hu se omo pese omo ne Confanochi Teachers Hospital enya ayonko fa bi na omo so omo tumi aboa yen ama yeso yedwuma no akonanim ye board chair nana hia hene na ono na ye nhyehyɛ sɛ yenya Mayo Clinic abrofui a doctor for akɛsie consultancy o sɛ yeba na yebɛkyia nana otumfo Asante hene na yesan so gye ne nsɛm nhyira na yetumi de ɛyɛ yadwuma
efutuo ede amko ama abibiman Ghana man ni wiase nyina se eya yen sori na yen kasa entia wonom a enam sebu akwan so di sika bone ho dwa se de be ya ebetumi aboa ama yegyina ye na so ese aman
yen fa ne se obi koko wiade ana oko kidnap obi ana oko nya sika bia onya no wo kwan bone so a esan se sika no dos no nim se ode ko sika krabia won be bisa ne nsem sika ewu nya awen sika ewu ye den na won saka ye nti obetna ho no hu se asori kra mekwe me hu se wo mu hia bosia ma me fa se sika emfa ma asori no bosia me de ma won bosia me ka cho on se asori me mu tuamia ana mu de mi sika ma mia mama fe sika na ma me wo bank wo ana mo ma me check bo so mu bia mo ma me check sa kwan no so no na nipa kro no sika bone onya ye no odi afa asori num ana mosque num na odi aba be ye si senia sika no aye papa nti we no a program aye ye pese ye kire asori for mpenifo mosque for mpenifo traditional leaders mpenifo senia amanfo edi sika fi fa womo asori no mu edi koye eniema bone sika no ebe wie kire no na sika no ase aya asori no na edi maame ana mebo asori no bosia na womo de ama nti na asori no aye kwan bia ye faso edia hohoro sika boni so ama sika no aye senia na ye sika aye koje nti eno na ye pa ye Financial Intelligence Center no a state institution obia wo Ghana ha eni amono ni nyina wo mu hu bibi boni a wo mbetimi aba be ma report no bi kwanso utimi report kwanso bebre utimi the fa abefo website ubetimi afre aka say na we hu say AC na FIC for no so omonso womo di womo djuma aman no e di ama ye pache bio ne say eye oman ba bia sede say ohu bibi boni a ekoso e wo sika fem bi mana obi a onya sika wo kwan boni so bia obeba aba beka cheye.
Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana one mo edia true adjust say one tree crop development authority aka won ho abom ya anwa ne nwo ahodo bi ankofo bi ede fa sabu akwan so be rewre oman ni mu no ebi wo ho a enye kra manipa pomoden eno so so eda nchen a esei yankasa ya dwadie ni say omu be ko atia pa
ye wa ha se mfie mienu achiai na muhu wo media no se ye chiche nkrofo e wo Ghana mo nkrofo na omode anwa na munim anwa e fa kwatikwan e de bagana ha e beton na reho sem ne say ya ye employ nkrofo a ye tua tax na enipa mo Ghana ha mo pesika ni bre amon pese ye ho betoyen de omakofa anwa no every Malaysia Indonesia de afa Togo because previous government ne ka say or the policy directive by say obi a de anwa ana enwo beba no fa tema port ana takwa the port na tua duty amon peso mbetu anti no de fa Togo no de afa Sankase north wo no matwea begu na rewo sem as of today 90% of enwo ayedi ana nwo ayedi no ko market wa ni nyina ye enwo ni anwa ya smoglo ana si ya fa kwoti kwan dia ba entimi ton ye de ya nwa te oko big company like GOPDC Woma Nopam all the big companies are in almost produce Fryto Hayat bi so ye King's Oil oko market na unhu ba kokra product no ba kokra ni now, yen kai who say, your industry employ close to 1.2 million people. It is almost to me in Tom Moniama, and then here, unemployed. Straight. Investment are binding boom in Abbey West. Investment are here private people, ye this same in Abbey West. It's your idea a higher dream.
This year, as an walk or do be brave. The Sisian, one my hand on why I in last game, one talk. It's all I see yesterday. One share painful abandon no the more share no one boy hen not the more microphone was a way and trim filming one to one jay because it's not so but not utia duty obomuda baby odifiban mom one nti obeje na ya to Ghana fright on ye Ghana I wa friend and gwana wa ye wa han ama ho so company so tuma aboto hen so hen ngo na ya ye mo sisi hɔ
PURC any adehye ye wobono ne npotamu ade ahye ne tichiro ni stakeholders no ni nyina ne se ekwan ye bese sa adwen de afa ye nkania ne nyina mahoden ye nsuo ho bills a eba omanfo ho no de ebeboa ama obi aho adwono
Public Utility Regulatory Commission womo ene akwanfa hodo ena ehia ye wobono na afen so hafomantamu we nyina no mo sesa adwena afa adwempa hodo no ade afa 2025 ede ko 2030 multi-year tariff review no ene se de wom dwumade ensembeko womo pricing no anase enwo bo no se ebewura kwosoro se beba fom wo ekwan befa so a ebi amantam mensim mu no womo ebeyeye womo ebo ede ama womo na afen so womo dwumade ensem se de beko ede afa no eho na wɔn hwɛeɛ ɛkeka ne nyinaa no ɔgye sɛ ebetumi nso aboa yie papaapa apamfo ahodoɔ wɔn ne wɔn di nsawosoɔ ne nyinaa nso bɛte wɔn mo adwumadie nsɛm ase.
Proposals from all the utility providers so far presented and what we have been engaging in the public hearing is very clear. The Ghanaian consumer ebia omo tiasese yen tum kakra omo so tiasese economic conditions are very hard, so my tunu bebre. But as a utility regulator you consider both the interests of the consumer and the interests of the utility providers, and we always consider looking at what we call ability and willingness to pay. Consumer it's not every consumer that has the economic well-being to pay. So as a commission, you consider that as one of the most important parameters in the adjustment. So listening to all consumers so far, we shouldn't increase for it to be a burden on them. And we are also considering that in the decision-making process.
Your proposal 174%, but mesren machremu say 174% na. One right now you must show precope hey dosun ebro a 5-year staggered period. A 5-year period I stagano kakra for the 5 years no. Intinya precope ni 174. You won't say you can't enyinam kane cost na obia group bia wo ene nia wutua nti we average amount nti say ye be breaking into individual ones one be here be 6 or 7 groups and say etimi a church but for now the 174% spread over 5-year period no
nya kwanya bisa say Ghana Water Company the activities of Galamsey affect our operations and as a new year by and say enokre enompo eka ho ntina ompese eye santumui yejitum na omodi yejuma na memefo aso say yemfa santum mu because enyina enim say ensuo eye nkwa enti say di powdi no anya nsuo anoma untimi ntina asase so manyi na ehwe ne ekoso oman mu na yensuo nyina asai na hwe sika Ghana Water Company epejade to eye nnuro sustain yensu se be benye bia anom no nte se yen o mantimi empagya mu kakra na yenye nsu anom obi ani obetima tena Ghana
asama amode atudwai ohwe a eyade a eye atwaminibuo ananse emoye to the sense otimi hun se already no bo na omoji dada no omoji no double na yejuma ye light na edi yejuma na ohwe yejuma ne mekodunam so ye say no maka na say every neko o ma to light nti me poma tarabio ase nka meje 100 cedi na meji 200 cedi wo nse me customers nyina me wanhwe abakokora ensi ho nti yesre say omo hu say asama omo ken adwuma ye fo ho asam na ye ken
ye ko ensam foforo mu kane soafo a na wo hwe bambo ho nsam so no nyamfo Dominic Niti wo so ede ne dia bepi so enra asen ya o my Ghana teye na Konadu Ajimai Rollins Ghana kaneba panyini ya watwa nananom wonse do no ye reche se maame no ma ye hu ne se na wo ye Ghana ba panyini ebi keke nemom wodi adwuma so ya eyense na ho edema ewiase nyina ni chichu ni o my Ghana wo se wono na dikanie su no na onim amanyosem woboa obia ni chichu ene ma se de be ye obegina wona so emfa ho so wodom na manyokuo anase wonom enti ma yemfa ne se wawu wata se kane ba panyi na mmom de wogya ye no so oman no yensom na yenkuramu ne yento aso na yade a ebeboa ye papa.
The family of the disease, she's not just the property of the nuclear family. She's challenging the property of Ghana. If you remember her, he will put her in her right place to ensure that she's at his right side with him in heaven through his son Jesus Christ. She's remembered as a strong political figure who does not waver from her beliefs. And you can see it straight away from her problems with the husband's party through her own internal political arrangement, to the fact that she stood firm for her own beliefs. But I will remember her for the fact that she stood for women when she had an opportunity and made sure that women were recognized. And it will live in the minds of Ghanaians for a very long time. She has done her part, she has played her part, she brought people together. And in her last days, you can see that she was very close to both the NDC and the NPP. And it's not easy for an individual to do that. A party her party founded against their opponents, and she was able to bring both sides together, and that is a very unifying force. So for me, the fact that she could unite both the NPP and NDC at different times, and the fact that she fought for the rights of women, should be remembered fondly for that.
Yanko gomwa wasa na abeto jase hene ya wo ho watubo ho ibi makomako enson e de amankronkra e wo mpatam ho
na nakwasi esel ochia hene de nsam we nyina no tudwa ebra boho sahodo nso a wono mo atimi aye ede ama communities awodo wo hono no ene wo mu bia no se enje ne dwumadie nsam ase wo se Ghana Water Company Limited ebra wo moto wo water plant ni mu no e agona kwanya akono e yade na e ha adwene yie pa so manfo no po ebetimi enya ensuo ede abom ho so wo mo dada brabo mu enu nti ene wo no ankasa etu anamompa no ye se wo mo ebetimi etu anamo na ne boho hwi wo ma ye bi ede ama wo no ade hye
tutu boho nkwa 7 Bakuo gomwa akokrom Bakuo gomwa pinanko miensan ewo gomwa wasa de naso ebe gomwa nduem Bakuo gomwa nduem no wasa wo junction na mienu so gomwa nkran ye fembui yam de yam yase menkwa na medema hodin menkwa na medim bibia ye na ye chip compound mi na meje ye mi na msati modo mabelfo na meje ye me pretty for 9 years after me US here. The son of my started 21 years ago. And sana edifia washroom count. Indeed, over here, Bibi Umpuntu Hukuma. Yes, I feel proud. Me have master degree in NGO. And on the Muslim Wajuma. In that chat in there, and I saw Nomana in there. Me investor of Kipus. Na me no say, oh yeah, Yami Bui can't amount. Men so say obabaku na baby na we ya nyame so behira
na asa abasopade nation nkwan na madam classe gomwa ahefo le amai le ponto aya ba ko fun ejuma aya abai na ko tin ejuma aya abai engineer ministry na this assembly ya chance na aya minister of local government chieftaincy na religious affairs so each other amebun aya abai ko tin ejuma ye nya ahefo ye nya asoko ana so tuo ye na ye kabo ba ye na ye bo ma no so iti mana na wa ye wa che da aye na na ye pata ye go yi papa
edi pa sanya nana anka yesu asem de edi onu na wabotu abien ama hia sisi aye ba fan se ebe ye mro ama ye kaka na so wotu pa ifi kule bi na ho aye na ye ko emi akata se de bia motu makwasa bi na mo panyi di ontum ko nti ye na be ka che da na ye da na se omomo ye bebre omotu bi nka ho no sanso motu cut man na mum kata se na ho so ye hia adwuma ya ye
ye yin mai tafi ye ni na ji se ko mai tafi ye ko chi asa ye market so wala won boy ye market toilet isi adi yin su adwuma su yin a beautiful na wa wan ti la ya ni ye se ye isi yin adwuma bia ni na chi bush work we youth no ko bush won ye adwuma bia ayo kada na mponi obi oboto machine bia mo siese na won boy na ye so ye de
UTV Kasiebo Suni na mesese mpanyini mwadaro mebru mumo namba yi emfama me 0244413981 0244413981 me pacho ye precious clothing ono ne pamatade a echemi ntisa okwa asori wo kodwumadie bi wo pese wo pamade ampacho wo bo wo frɛ number na oni echekura wo enkran ha akwetema wo behind the Roman school no echipe ene wo ntimpacho frɛ na precious clothing ebe pam bi e de amount ye home so ye ba agudie mu nsem bongo difara e de beto aso